What is going on, guys? Footy Whiz back with another video on the channel. Today we're gonna start a brand new segment on the channel. Something a bit different, something I haven't really done before. You guys know how I like to make predictions about different football tournaments, and I like to basically predictions really, and sometimes YouTube shorts. But today I want to talk to you guys about football basically in general. So I'm gonna start a new segment. I don't know what I call it yet. Basically, the idea of this segment is where I sit down with you guys and I just talk about what's going on in the football world, what's going on in the football world, and what's been happening this week, and I assess what the situation is in football right now. So yeah, comment, guys, if you comment a name for this segment. I'm gonna try to do it every weekend and one video come out. So yeah. Before we get into this video, I just want to say thanks for the support on the channel. Recently we're getting a lot of views, likes, subscribers. It's been really well done. But also, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share with your friends if you haven't. Let's just get into this. We're just gonna start talking now, really. So let's get into this. Alright, so basically we're talking about highlights about what's going on in the world, and I think one of the main highlights is Ronaldo. Basically, what's going on with Ronaldo is Piers Morgan interviews have really shone in the last few days, coming out on Wednesday and Thursday. It's been very controversial. Much speculation. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk about both interviews. I'm gonna do the first interview today, and then hopefully next weekend we'll have some more information, and that will lead me on to the second interview. So we'll talk about the first interview. We'll just give a quick summary of what's been going on. First, I didn't watch the full interview, but I watched the video where it basically put in the more important bits, the best bits of the interview, and I got a few things I wrote down. I want to talk to you guys about. First of all, Ronaldo does talk about how he does talk about his son that he lost. He had twins. As you guys should know, he had twins, but one of them died. One of them didn't make it out the womb. So he said he carries. He basically said that he carries his son's ashes with him. That's a big statement coming from a man like him. He also talks about how, I remember one of the days he what's it called? Man U v Liverpool, actually it was, and at the 7th minute, Liverpool supporters saying, "Well, you'll never walk alone" to Ronaldo. That Ronaldo did say in the interview that gave him a lot of respect to English supporters, and the Queen sent her the Queen's family. She sent her condolences to Ronaldo. That made him feel a lot better than he was at the moment. That's why he does have a lot of respect for English people, for English supporters, for the community. And also he did mention that Piers Morgan did ask, "Do you read the newspapers about yourself?" Ronaldo said no. He said doesn't read the newspapers due to relying reporters, basically. So basically he understands the criticism of the reporters on the newspapers, but he chooses not to read them because most of the time talking about Ronaldo Ten Hag infuriated by Ronaldo's decisions, or they seem to target Ronaldo and his family, basically. So he doesn't really read them. On to now, well, it's still to do with Ronaldo. Let's just keep talking. Ronaldo, Man United looking to terminate Ronaldo, looking at the rip up Ronaldo's contract. Honestly, I don't blame Ronaldo for everything that's going on. I blame Ten Hag. If I were Ten Hag, or if I were Man U manager, I would start Ronaldo. I don't care if he hasn't scored in his last 5 games. Screw that. I'd put him in my starting 11 if I got a chance. But Ten Hag doesn't see. I don't know what he sees in Ronaldo now after he came to Man U. People say he was a brilliant manager. He's doing his job apparently, but I don't think that's the case. It's because of him this whole Ronaldo saga is going on right now. You've had rumor. Apparently, he turned a few months ago. He turned down a £350 million offer from a Saudi club to move there. I'm not necessarily sure which club, but it was talked about. So basically Ronaldo looking up Man U looking to terminate Ronaldo's contract, and he just talks about it in the interview. Him and Piers Morgan sit down. Piers Morgan obviously thinks Ronaldo's the best player to ever grace football, quote unquote. But I mean, people would say, in my opinion, I say Messi's better, but I prefer to watch Ronaldo. I don't know why. I just always like watching him, but I always think Messi's better. So yeah, we'll move on to the next bit of the video. Let's just keep talking. Alright, now we keep talking about football, and obviously one of the it's so called right now. It's bigger than the Ronaldo saga. World Cup starts as I'm recording this Saturday night. It starts tomorrow. Qatar via Ecuador. It's going to be an interesting game. It may not be the biggest of teams, but it's the World Cup opener. And I want to talk about what's going on in the World Cup, what to expect. A lot of controversy is going into this World Cup, obviously, with human rights protocols not being followed by the country, obviously. Don't think it's a big problem, like this has to be changed or turned over, but beer not being sold at World Cup stadiums, as a child, like as a 14-year-old, I would say I wouldn't really care, cause I don't. If I went to a World Cup stadium, I wouldn't try buying beer, because I don't drink beer, obviously. But yeah, also some news in the World Cup. We got France or Brazil. People are looking to say the favourites to win the World Cup, but we have some big news. You know how Pogba and Kante aren't playing, yeah? Well, Benzema and Nkunku are both injured, so France are left with not the strongest of teams they've ever had. Definitely not as strong as the 2018 squad, so we'll have to see how that fares out. But it's going to be tough for France now that Nkunku and Benzema are also out, adding N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba. But otherwise, from now you got people like Gary Lineker saying, I think it's something to do with, I think roughly said something like, I'm not going to Qatar to support the World Cup, but to report the World Cup. Something like that. I can't exactly remember. But yeah, let's move on to international friendlies. Well, international friendlies is not every World Cup team playing in the international friendlies, but some World Cup teams are playing. We saw some interesting fixtures going from Italy beating Albania 3-1. You got Turkey beating Scotland 2-1. Argentina putting 5 past the United Arab Emirates. Messi scoring, I think he got an assist as well. Portugal put 4 past Nigeria. Fernandes scores 2. Pretty good for him, as it helps his form. And then a shock loss for Belgium as they lose 2-1 to Egypt. It's very interesting, these international friendlies, because they could come back to haunt them in the World Cup because of like form and confidence and stuff going into this World Cup. So yeah, let's just get on to the next thing, which I got. It's going to be kind of special. It's going to be talking a bit more now rather than what I've done before. Alright, I'm going to start doing this every week. Every video about this segment, I'm going to start doing transfer news. So even though it may not be summer or January, the transfer window, I will still talk about rumours of the transfer window, because as you do know, about a month and a half left till the transfer window actually opens. Let's talk about some of the rumours and what's going on and what you could expect going on in the January transfer window. You have, first of all, sorry guys, but I keep looking over here because I've got my iPad which has everything I say on it. That's why you keep seeing the screen going dark, light. That's why, because I'm just trying to read off from this. I've written a bunch of stuff down. So yeah, Leeds watching £30 million. Noah Lang from Club Brugge, they're watching him. He's a key target for Jesse March and Leeds, but people say I think he'd fit great at Leeds. They already have the likes of Sinisterra, Dan James on the wing, but Noah Lang can really do something. 5 caps for Belgium. Also, Aston Villa eyeing Unai Emery in general eyeing Kessie to play for Aston Villa from Barcelona. As Emery, he states it to be he's going to be his first big name signing if it goes through, by paying £12.2 million is rumoured to be. But although Fulham are interested in Kessie as well, but putting in an even bigger bid of £19.2 million. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins the Kessie race this January. Also, one more thing to say. Ten Hag obviously has said, no, sorry, did I say that right? Antonio Conte, sorry. I'm sorry, I mixed up. Antonio Conte has said, exciting 60 million Conte target. James Maddison would, quote unquote, bring feel good factor for Tottenham. So basically, he's saying he wants to sign James Maddison for any £60 million. It's going to be tough to get him. Obviously, Leicester in a rough spot right now. I don't know what's going on in Leicester right now. I don't understand. Like, they sell Kasper Schmeichel. They're going to sell probably Tielemans and Maddison, but they haven't signed anyone big. It just makes no sense. Like, why won't you sign anyone? You're selling your good players. At least sign someone. They didn't sign anyone in the transfer window. And that's gonna wrap up transfers this week. And I got a cool wee thing I like to do. Quote of the week. It's gonna be basically a footballer saying a quote, or maybe someone linked with football mentioning a quote. I got today, first ever of the unnamed series, Hector Bellerin. I don't know if I will be able to enjoy the burden of 6,500 or more people who died in the process of building a World Cup. You heard it there, folks. I'm not going to talk in detail about it, but I will wrap up the video. Thanks for tuning in if you did. Remember, subscribe, like, share with your friends if you haven't. Also, comment, what should I name this series? Should it be like a talking, I don't know what to call it, honestly. So try something that's catchy. Comment down below what you think I should name the series. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Peace.